To work in healthcare in Edinburgh, which is probably one of the best cities in the world, it's a privilege, really.
It means being part of an enormous group of very hard-working individuals that want the best for their patients despite difficult conditions that they work in.
I think it is very humbling to be a little piece in the big puzzle that serves the wider community.
But I take pride in the work that we do and the impact that it has on kind of the NHS Lothian in general.
To know that I made a difference in somebody's life doing my job is very rewarding.
I physically don't live in this Lothian area, I live west of Scotland, so I actually travel a lot to my work every day, and that's how passionate I am about working for NHS Lothian.
Yeah, we're a big machine. It's just nice to be part of a system constantly trying to improve, trying to do the best for the people that it serves.
When people come through the door and they haven't been in St John's before, I would say you're now in the best hospital in Scotland. So in that 4-year period that I've been volunteering, I've taken a great pride in the hospital. And it's a great hospital.
Working for NHS Lothian means that I get to work with a wide team of professionals who are all working towards the same thing, which is ultimately getting our patients home safely. And that's a really positive thing to be able to do every day.
It's making sure that people get better, but also have a good experience and being that change for people.
It's a job about caring, it's not about making somebody money, and everybody's the same. You come in, doesn't matter what walk of life, you should be getting the same care.
It's really good because you're part of a big team.
I'm very proud to be part of NHS Lothian, and I'm proud to be part of the team, and I'm proud to manage the team that I have.
Quite simply, it is being a part of a team, and St John's making you feel like you're part of a team in the same way that all the other staff are all pulling together.
It's all about team working. It's that effective teamwork that brings the right results for patients.
I don't think I would work anywhere else.
For me, I love to nurse, I love my job, so why wouldn't I work for NHS Lothian? They're a trust that supported me through 25 years in my career.
I like working with NHS Lothian because it aligns to the qualities that I have myself, so respect for others, compassion, dignity and equality is probably the fundamentals.
You know, there's always moments where you feel like you could be doing more, but no, I do feel like every day when I go to work, I'm making a difference for the staff who then help the patients, or help the patients directly, or help the volunteers. So that's really rewarding for me, and it's a value that's very important to me, that the work I do is meaningful.
I feel that being part of the anaesthetic department in the Royal Infirmary is my home. It's my professional home.
I think as an OT it feels very fulfilling to do what I do and be part of this team. As an OT we work on goal setting primarily and helping people achieve their goals, and through this project we've done that, so it's very rewarding and fulfilling.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NHS as a whole is a fantastic institution, and I think to be part of that and to be part of the solution for a lot of people's health journeys is really important and really valued. Oh, it means everything. I would never have been here as long as I have been if I didn't love working for the NHS. I wouldn't have been anywhere else.
I'm a very small part of a very great team.
Hi, I'm Caroline Hiscox, NHS Lothian's Chief Executive.
As you'll know, I've recently joined the organisation and I'm delighted to be here with you for our annual Celebrating Success Awards. Over the past couple of months, I've been out and about on our sites a lot, meeting as many of you as possible and hearing about what's working well and about some of the challenges that you face day to day. It's been great to talk to so many of you, and I look forward to visiting more teams over the coming weeks and months. The NHS continues to experience some of its toughest times, and I know in Lothian there will be further challenges ahead. But reading the nominations for this year's awards gave me real hope and optimism. Despite the difficulties we may face, NHS Lothian has at its heart truly dedicated, passionate people. I really hope that you enjoy this year's Celebrating Success Award. It's a chance to celebrate our collective achievements and to honour some of our colleagues for the exceptional things that they have done. So before I hand over to our host, the Queen of the Airwaves, Arlene Stewart, I wanted to take just a moment to say thank you. Thank you for welcoming me so warmly to this great organisation, and I thank you all for the incredible work that you do every day. So wherever you work and whatever you do, whether it's in a patient-facing role or in a support service, every single one of you plays a vital role in NHS Lothian. Good luck to everyone tonight. Have fun and enjoy the ceremony. Over to you, Arlene.
Thank you, Caroline, and once again, welcome to NHS Lothian's 2024 Celebrating Success Awards. I am so delighted to be celebrating success with you all, and these awards have a very special place in my heart. I have great admiration for the jobs you do and your commitment to supporting others. Now, before we take a look at this year's nominees, I would like to thank our sponsors, NHS Lothian Charity, who fund these awards alongside many other projects and initiatives across NHS Lothian. Their grants help to enhance environments, enrich experiences for patients and staff, and improve the physical and mental health and well-being of people living in the Lothians and beyond. Now, NHS Lothian will be tweeting throughout this virtual ceremony, so please, if you can, show your support by using the hashtag CSA24 and tagging NHS Lothian in your posts. Now, for our first award, I'm going to hand over to NHS Lothian Chair John Conahan as he reveals the 2024 winner of the Chair's Award.
Thanks, Arlene. Our Celebrating Success Awards are an important event in our calendar. This is our time to reflect on the work all of you do every day of the year that makes such a difference in the lives of the public we serve. And of course, it is also a time to recognise some truly exceptional staff, services and volunteers, those who have really gone the extra mile and who made a tremendous contribution to helping others. Now, our finalists have been chosen by their fellow colleagues or the public because of the invaluable role that they play. They have been shortlisted from literally hundreds of award entries, and they should all be incredibly proud of their amazing achievements. I have the honour today of presenting the Chair's Award to a member of staff or team who champions staff wellbeing, environmental sustainability, or workforce equality, diversity and inclusion. Their work has an impact not just within their team or their department, but across the entirety of NHS Lothian. This year's winner was nominated for our commitment to sustainability and drive to reduce paper usage within our department. Her infectious energy was described as a source of huge encouragement amongst her team. Through her creative and inclusive approach, our winner has fostered a culture of communication and partnership. She has inspired many individuals across different departments to actively participate in sustainability initiatives. And indeed, as well as reducing paper wastage, our winner is also a tireless champion for reducing plastic consumption and has implemented measures that have significantly minimised the environmental impact of NHS Lothian. Our winner has been described also as an exemplary role model and a driving force behind the pursuit of sustainability excellence within NHS Lothian. So, without further ado, I am delighted to announce that the 2024 winner of the Chair's Award is Olga Jokiel.
Many congratulations, Olga, and thank you so much, John. Our next award is the Tom Waterson Award. Now, this award was introduced in 2022 in memory of Tom Waterson to recognise the important role of support services staff. Tom was a lifelong trade unionist and had a strong passion for social justice. He started his NHS career as a porter and went on to become employee director. The finalists are selected for showing an exceptional level of care and compassion in their work. So let's take a look at them now.
Tom Waterson Award. Daniel Russell, Porter, EMA, St John's Hospital. Carol Davis, Car Parking Attendant, Western General Hospital. Chloe Grant, Domestic Assistant, St John's Hospital. Tom Waterson Award.
And the winner is Carol Davis. Carol, who is part of the traffic management team at the Western General Hospital, was nominated because of how she consistently goes the extra mile every day, helping to put patients at ease. And one of those patients explained the impact Carol had on them, saying, "Sometimes small things make a huge difference." The way she was, how she put me at ease, how friendly she was, made me feel like I could cope with going in for my treatment. Honestly, every fibre of my being was telling me not to go to hospital for treatment because I was scared. However, the lass got me in the hospital that day. Carol was described as being a credit to NHS Lothian, an example of how positive engagement can truly help to alleviate stress for patients. Congratulations, Carol. Moving on to our next award, the Voluntary Service Award. Now, this award recognises the outstanding individuals and teams who give up their time to help improve the health and well-being of patients, service users and their families, and carers across Lothian. Let's take a look at our finalists.
Voluntary Service Award. A&E Volunteers, Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh, Royal Hospital for Children and Young People and St John's Hospital.
I think for me, before I started volunteering, I'd been in quite a bad place mentally myself, and that just put trying that out was a wee bit scary to start with, but in terms of confidence, it really it builds you up, and that sort of sense of helping other people. It's great. It's great for your head. It's great for making you just feel a lot better about yourself.
I've nominated the team in NA because they've been really resilient through a lot of the changes going on throughout the department, because they bring their individual kind of character to the role, and I think that they deserve it. I mean, they work really hard. They've always been happy to do a little bit more. So yeah, that's why I'm nominating them.
Volunteering at A&E, love that. We help patients out. I think a cup of tea is definitely one of the best things that they can have, because it gives them a chatter, it gives them somebody else, another face to look at, rather than nurses and doctors just flying past them all the time. So I enjoy talking to them and just finding out about their lifestyle sometimes. I really enjoy it.
That's really what the patients remember. They don't really remember, what their x-ray showed, but they do remember that they were cold and that someone gave them a cup of tea and a blanket. So I think for us, it's hugely helpful.
For the clinical staff, it just means that support workers don't have to be off making cups of tea. It just gives them that little bit of a gap that just allows them to sort of be more with the patients and be able to do their jobs. While this other thing, which is also quite important, is also being done by volunteers like us.
The volunteers can be there in a capacity that's just about connection, whereas sometimes the staff with the best intention are just pushed and pulled in all different directions. So that's the biggest thing, I think, is just the connection. Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. You know, it's nice to sort of just be sort of chosen and sort of put forward for something like that. You know, for doing something that we enjoy anyway.
For the volunteers, it can show them how grateful we are for their hard work, and as a department, I think it'd be a great win, because it would make all of us feel that we're able to make a little difference on someone's worst day. You know?
It's just a nice point to take away from the busyness, to actually take the time to celebrate. We're all really bad at sort of what's the next thing, but taking the time out to be like, after all the stuff we've done, let's rejoice. That will be really lovely to have that as a team.
Stuart Wilson and Ed Thompson, Befrienders, St John's Hospital. So Stuart and Ed are Welcome Guide volunteers who guide people to the front entrance of St John's Hospital. But we were approached by a patient's mother who came in regularly twice per week to see if one of the volunteers would be happy chatting to her son, who'd been in for more than 2 years at this point.
Initially, to be honest with you, it involved quite a lot of persistence, because for a long time he really didn't want anybody to come and see him. His mum was a regular visitor, but she was coming very long distances. So he had to sort of just persist with them.
The patient was just slightly younger than us, but kind of we were able to talk about lots of things that we had in common around cars, around music. I think there was a kind of a connection. I think the patient could just saw me as just an ordinary guy here coming in, spending his own time to come and try and make a difference in my life, and just talking to me as if I'm an ordinary guy. So the relationship built around that kind of basis.
And there were days where he would say he didn't want to see me, and that was fine. But then just gradually we built it up, and he started to open up, about his interests. His interest, he was a mechanic, so his interest in bikes in particular.
Once the momentum got going in terms of their shared interests, and he felt better about himself, he was able to think about the future. He was able to think there was more to life than being in a hospital bed.
In that 4-year period that I've been volunteering, I've taken a great pride in the hospital. And it's a great hospital because there's a great atmosphere, it's super friendly, people take an interest, they help each other out, and we're just kind of part and parcel of that.
Our volunteers make a huge impact on our patients here in St John's, but that particular patient, I physically saw him in a bed, bedridden, not able to move. He started his physiotherapy again, he was getting better, he had a better outlook in life, and that was due to Stuart and Ed.
Moray Law, Ward 206, Transplant, Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh.
I was a bit gobsmacked, to be honest. A, I didn't know there was an award to begin with, and B, that they actually nominated me because my reward is just working amongst them and working with the patients. That's reward enough for me. The fact that they had singled me out to be something special, I was just completely taken aback. I really was.
So if you've never met Moray before, he is a complete gentleman of a man, and he will do anything for anybody. He wants to do more all the time. If I let him, he'd be here 5 days a week, but I don't let him do that because at the end of the day he was our patient, and we kind of still have that looking out for him aspect.
So I came in on Monday morning, again, rabbit in the headlights, what's going on? Meet so many different people, good people in this ward. Anyway, had a transplant later that day, and really I've never looked back from that single day on.
Patients absolutely adore him. They talk about him when they come to the ward as if he's part of my team, and he's very much become part of our team. People look forward to him coming in on the times that he's due to come in. If he's not here on time, people start to worry where he is. He is forever thinking about things that could make the ward better for us and for the patients, and you know, he brings biscuits in each week because he knows the patients like better biscuits. He's just all round a wonderful man that would do anything for anybody.
He is just a big bundle of love for people. He loves that whole team. He loves helping the patients. You know, he's told you his own story, but honestly, he would give and give, endless amounts of giving. And that's probably why, because people recognise how kind-hearted and genuine he is, and they want to say thank you.
I'll be over the moon. I'll be absolutely over the moon. But I'll see it as a reward for the staff and the people in this ward, not just for me, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do what I can do. So it's really a reward for the transplant unit in general and the staff that work in here. Good people.
Voluntary Service Award.
And our winners for this category, congratulations Stuart Wilson and Ed Thompson, befrienders at St John's Hospital. Stuart and Ed were nominated for the kindness they showed to a patient who'd been at St John's Hospital for nearly 2 years. The pair put themselves forward to support this patient in a befriending role and made a significant impact on his recovery. With their support, this patient made an effort to get out of his bed each day, to get dressed and to leave the ward to visit the cafe, canteen and gardens. He started exercising with support from the physio department, and after 2 years successfully moved to a more suitable facility within the community. Both Stuart and Ed have now moved on to support 2 other patients in a befriending role within the stroke unit and have made the same impact. Congratulations, Stuart and Ed. Now we move on to our Young Achiever Award, and this award recognises a young person aged between 16 and 30 working anywhere across NHS Lothian, who demonstrates the organisation's values and who shows outstanding dedication and commitment. The finalists in this category are
Young Achiever Award. Jade Warner, Mental Health Nurse, IPCU, St John's Hospital. Grant Lumgear, Biomedical Scientist, Western General Hospital. Robbie Crawford, Foundation Apprentice, St John's Hospital. Young Achiever Award.
And the winner is Grant Lumgear. Grant was described as having a calm and mature nature, someone who is deeply interested in his discipline and who consistently goes above and beyond to help his colleagues. He has helped to train many new members of the team to work to a high standard, with his patience and sense of humour making him a very good trainer. Grant has recently rotated into a specialist laboratory that investigates specific proteins. This requires a great deal of concentration and multidisciplinary thinking. But Grant has taken to this greatly and is very keen to learn more. He's always eager to promote his profession and the work of the laboratory. He recently volunteered to participate in Skills Scotland, a careers event to promote careers in laboratory medicine. He was also part of the laboratory contingent to attend the Institute of Biomedical Science conference. Grant's nominator said, "At a time when large numbers of lab staff are retiring, Grant has shown us that the future is safe." Well done, Grant. Now, the next award is Respect for Others. This award is for an individual or team who actively tries to identify with a group of patients or staff who are perhaps hard to reach and who strive to work with these groups to encourage inclusion and equality. And the finalists are
Respect for Others Award. Ridu, Western General Hospital. Stephanie McLean, Specialist Midwife, Prepare and Juniper Team, Wester Hills Centre. David Carmichael, Senior Clinical Psychologist, IPCU, St John's Hospital. Respect for Others Award.
Congratulations to our winner, the Regional Infectious Diseases Unit. The Regional Infectious Diseases Unit were praised for their work they've done in caring for patients who inject drugs and who are admitted to hospital with complex infections because of changing drug injecting practices. These patients often struggle within an inpatient setting and can resist measures to help them. To improve patient care, a random selection of former RIDU inpatients who had suffered injecting drug use associated infection that had required a prolonged hospital stay were interviewed by workers from the Cyrenians organisation. The responses obtained were remarkable. Here's what some of the respondents said. Even when they're rushed off their feet, they always make you feel like they've got time for you. The doctors were really good, proper listened to you. When they had time, they'd come in and sit with me. I knew what they were doing. They could tell I was having a bad day. Those are very powerful words indeed, and congratulations to the whole team. Now we move on to our Staff Member of the Year award. Now this award is for individuals who really go above and beyond what is expected in their day-to-day work, but who may not have a high profile. They should have a can-do attitude, be committed to person-centred care, have a positive effect on people, and be a constant and effective contributor to their team. To find out more, let's have a look at our finalists and their nominees on film.
Staff Member of the Year. Carolyn Chittock, Mental Health Nurse, IPCU, St John's Hospital.
I work in IPCU and it's a 10-bedded unit in St John's Hospital. It's for patients who can't be nursed in the acute setting, so they come down to us and we look after them.
Carolyn just comes in every single day and just gives her absolute best. She's kind, she's compassionate, she always advocates for patients. She's always taking time to engage people that find it really difficult. She really challenges negative stigma. You know, she's obviously one of the staff support people in IPCU for wellbeing on the ward, and she really prioritises that. She keeps us up to date on anything that's available. She just really always goes the extra mile and always tries to brighten everybody's day.
I really enjoy the complex nature of the job and the patients that we look after, and seeing people recover. Because when they come down, they're really unwell, and we work together as a team to find a solution. And a lot of the time it's not just about the mental health, it's about housing and other things that are going on in their lives. So it's finding all the pieces of the puzzle and putting them back together.
She's so kind and compassionate and lovely, and she's always finds a way to bring a little bit of joy to the situation, even if something really horrible's happened or it's been a really difficult shift. She always manages to get a wee laugh in there and pep up your day. She just really deserves a wee bit of recognition, because she doesn't expect it. She certainly doesn't ask for it.
I was quite surprised when I was shortlisted, to be honest, and I'm quite excited and happy. Maybe a wee bit embarrassed actually.
Nicola Robertson, Service Coordinator, Paediatric Palliative Care, Royal Hospital for Children and Young People.
I nominated Nick because her work ethic is immeasurable. Her dedication is second to none. She really does go above and beyond, and she doesn't look for any recognition for that.
My boss nominated me, love her to pieces, but at the same time, equally as I come and do my job, and I love my job.
She was a little bit emotional, I have to say. She looked a little bit emotional when she was talking about it, but she was excited, and that just made me feel really happy to see how much it meant to her. And you know, if she doesn't win, she'll be a winner to me.
It's a tough job, but it's a very rewarding job. When you have to describe the job to somebody, their first reaction is normally shock. But then I try and turn around to, but it's so much more rewarding when you then get to make a difference in this family's life at what is most likely the most difficult time they're ever going to go through.
More recently, she supported a family to celebrate a very special birthday for their child who was seriously ill. And she went above and beyond by going out with her work time to meet the family's requests and shop for the things that they had asked for. And she also came on her day off to set up for that party. And the family were truly, truly appreciative of that.
The feedback is unbelievable, that they're so grateful. They didn't realise that we can provide these things. Every hospital is different in what they provide. So what we do here in the Sick Kids is unbelievable, what we can offer to these families.
I just feel this was a time for Nick to be really recognised for what she does.
Kate Farquharson, Unit Coordinator, Anaesthetic Department, Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh.
I've known Kate for nearly 20 years now, and I don't think I've ever seen her without a smile on her face. And that's despite what she must do every morning, which is get up and turn her phone on at about 7:15 in the morning to sort out our department, and then have to ring round grumpy anaesthetists to tell them they're having to change their lists or things like that. And I think the amount of work she must do that's, I think, above and beyond what she's getting paid for is phenomenal.
I love this department, I love my job, and I've got so much respect and admiration for all the anaesthetists. And I've grown up with them, they've grown up with me, I've grown up with them. I've been in the department for about 34 years in various roles.
We've tried so many times to define what she does, and we just can't do it. We were aware that Kate is getting close to retirement, and we're all terrified about the prospect of her retiring, but we couldn't find a Lifetime Achievement Award. So the closest we could get was Staff Member of the Year, and both of us really, really wanted to try and find a way to showcase Kate in that. So he and I put the nomination together.
Absolutely delighted. I was really emotional and overwhelmed. Oh, even talking about that, it was lovely, lovely. We're like friends, we're like a family, a really supportive, amazing department, really cohesive. We all look after each other. It's no wonder I've been here for this long. I mean, why would I have moved on?
I see her not just as someone that works here and as a colleague, but I think she's more than a friend. I think she's almost the mother of the department, which I suspect other people will have said as well. So.
Probably the granny now. I've grown up with them. I'm actually nearing the end of my NHS career, but it's been I'm so proud and privileged to have been a part of it, part of everything.
Staff Member of the Year.
What outstanding individuals, but there can only be one winner, and this time that winner is Kate Farquharson. Kate has been the anaesthetic unit coordinator at the Royal Infirmary for over 30 years. Her official role includes coordinating over 120 anaesthetists who work across the department, ensuring safe cover to multiple clinical areas across 3 different hospital sites. This requires immense institutional knowledge, an understanding of the requirements of each role, and the differing skill sets of staff. She frequently responds to last-minute changes to clinical need, reliably plugging gaps to ensure the smooth running of an incredibly complex ship. As well as being a master organiser, Kate was described as the heart and soul of the department. Countless staff told of the warm welcome she gave them, of how she helped them celebrate happy moments such as babies, weddings or promotions, but also about how sensitively and strongly Kate had supported them through more challenging times, including bereavements and ill health. A senior anaesthetist described Kate as the centre of all the spokes that make an excellent department work. Without her, it all falls apart. An excellent description for a colleague who has consistently and reliably gone above and beyond to nurture and support the department she works in, and who truly demonstrates the highest standards of honesty, integrity and kindness. Congratulations, Kate. Amazing work. Now, next up is the Best Example of Quality, Innovation and Productivity Award. This award recognises individuals or teams who have shown a commitment to improving services, working practices, or high quality care, taking into account long-term environmental, social and financial sustainability. The finalists in this category are
Best Example of Quality, Innovation and Productivity. Caroline Dins, Antenatal Audit and Public Health Facilitator, Western General Hospital. Adults with Complex and Exceptional Needs Service. Midlothian Primary Care Pharmacy Team. Best Example of Quality, Innovation and Productivity.
And the winner is Midlothian Primary Care Pharmacy Team. The Midlothian Health and Social Care Partnership Primary Care Pharmacy Team provide pharmacotherapy services to all 11 GP practices in Midlothian. The introduction of pharmacists and pharmacy technicians working in local practices has helped to reduce GP workload and improve patient care by taking on some prescribing-related tasks previously carried out by GPs where it is safe and appropriate to do so. The pharmacotherapy service supports actioning medicine safety reviews and recalls, coordinating safe management of medication shortages, overseeing the monitoring of high-risk medications, dealing with medicines or prescribing inquiries, undertaking polypharmacy reviews and optimising pulmonary adherence and prescribing indicators. The pharmacy team also lead on prescribing efficiencies by working with GPs to optimise pulmonary compliance, making switches to lower cost alternatives, and to stop redundant or non-indicated medications where appropriate. In Midlothian, the pharmacy service has developed an innovative pharmacy hub, one of the first in Scotland. This has helped to improve patient safety as well as increase efficiencies in medication provision. Through polypharmacy reviews and GP practice initiatives, the team has helped deliver efficiency savings of over £321,000. Congratulations to the whole team. Next up is the Leadership Excellence Award. This award is for an individual or team who demonstrates exceptional leadership skills and excels at sharing their knowledge and expertise with students, junior team members or colleagues, encouraging them to reach their full potential. The finalists in this category are
Leadership Excellence. Anne Kinnear, Lead Pharmacist, Edinburgh HSCP. Fergus Dubal, Consultant Stroke Physician, Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh. Laura Hutchison, Head of Equality and Human Rights, Waverley Gate. Leadership Excellence.
And the winner is Anne Kinnear. Anne has had a long career in hospital pharmacy and moved to primary care approximately 7 years ago. She was nominated for her leadership excellence and her outstanding contribution to pharmacy practice. Anne's specialist clinical interest is in stroke medicine, and by contributing to research in this area, Anne has improved the care of patients in primary care post-stroke and improved the management of stroke prevention. Anne's outstanding dedication to education and research has ensured that the primary care pharmacy team have the clinical knowledge to support patients who have had a stroke or who are at risk of stroke, ensuring they're reviewed and managed optimally in the community. Empowering the primary care pharmacy team with the clinical knowledge they need to support patients has now extended beyond stroke medicine to all clinical areas. Anne was instrumental in developing a multi-morbidity checklist for reviewing patients. The use of this checklist was validated by an MSc student under Anne's supervision, the results of which were presented in poster format at the recent European Clinical Conference in Prague. Congratulations, Anne. Our next award is the Nurse of the Year Award in memory of Lynn Jackson, a former chief nurse for the Edinburgh Cancer Centre. This award recognises a nurse who, like Lynn, is passionate about people and dedicated to providing exceptional patient care. They need to show an exceptional level of care and compassion and a selfless way of working which positively impacts others. Our finalists are
Lynn Jackson Nurse of the Year Award. Martha Knox, Learning Disability Liaison Nurse, St John's Hospital. Ruth Innes, Clinical Nurse Specialist, Paediatric Palliative Care, Royal Hospital for Children and Young People. Nikki Stewart, Deputy Team Manager, CTACS East Lothian. Lynn Jackson Nurse of the Year Award.
And the winner is Nikki Stewart. Nikki was nominated for her dedication, passion and commitment. Despite encountering significant challenges following a stroke at a very young age, Nikki has displayed remarkable courage, determination and resilience in her return to the workplace. Her pursuit of excellence extends beyond her personal journey as she embodies the qualities of an outstanding nurse. Nikki was described as having an unwavering dedication to providing high-quality care in all of her actions, consistently exhibiting compassion, empathy, and professionalism, and ensuring that each person she encounters receives the support and attention they deserve. Within her team, Nikki's presence as Deputy Team Manager has had a profoundly positive effect. Her exceptional leadership qualities and dedication to fostering a positive team dynamic exemplify the spirit of camaraderie, and she consistently goes above and beyond to support others. Her resilience and determination has inspired others to confront their own challenges with bravery and persistence, recognising that triumph is attainable through dedication and resilience. Nikki's nominators stressed that they were honoured to have her in their team. Huge congratulations, Nikki. What an inspiration. Now we move on to our next award. This is Team of the Year. Let's take a look at our amazing finalists in action.
Team of the Year. Liberton Intermediate Care Multidisciplinary Team, Liberton Hospital.
So intermediate care is about rehabilitating frail patients and getting them to be as independent and safe as possible. The addition of planned date of discharge is doing that as quickly as possible. The average length of stay across the wards here is reduced by 2 weeks, which in the system under pressure is considerable. And that means that around 9 extra patients a month are coming here to get their rehab at a much earlier time than did previously. The team members are passionate, they're enthusiastic, they care about their patients and they make sure that they listen to what their wishes are. I nominated the team because they embraced this concept really enthusiastically and delivered very well, and because they worked really cohesively together to do that.
Obviously NHS Lothian is quite a huge a huge area, so to be nominated for Team of the Year is quite an achievement, I would say.
Yeah. I would say that, certainly from my team as well. I think that the nomination was very welcomed. I think everybody was overjoyed, as Claire said, and I think that everybody felt it's good to be recognised for the hard work that we have done, and I think we were proud of ourselves regardless of being nominated for the award, but the fact that we were nominated and shortlisted was, everybody was extremely happy about that.
So the multidisciplinary team has got nurses and doctors and occupational therapists and physiotherapists, and they all meet regularly every day to talk about the plans for the patients and involve the patients in their conversations as early as possible.
The feedback that I've received is it feels like we're working together to try and fulfil what the patient wants.
We've had quite a few patients saying that they feel listened to, and I think that's a key point where people are quite, it's quite ambiguous what's happening from day to day, but here people have commented that they feel listened to and their views about where they want to go are listened to and respected as well.
I think it would just be really great recognition for the hard work that they've done. I think it would be a good boost for them, and a bit of validation of the effort that they've made.
Emergency Department Frailty Service, Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh.
So the ED Frailty team are a multidisciplinary team who come to the emergency department to institute early comprehensive geriatric assessment, so a kind of multidisciplinary assessment of an elderly patient with the aim of trying to get them home from the emergency department. We do that by using a range of admission alternatives, so things like hospital at home, day hospital, and sometimes our colleagues back in general practice, in order to get patients safely out of the department and to save them having to come into hospital, and I guess preventing them from having all the complications associated with a hospital stay.
Due to the success of the NHS, we are aware that people are living longer, but they're living longer with more complex multimorbidity. That means that they can have multiple conditions that we are needing to treat simultaneously. And what this team is doing is enabling us to respond to the changing needs of the population.
There has been an immediate impact noticed, basically, from what we're doing, and we're managing to spend a lot of time with the patients in the emergency department, which the very busy A&E staff don't have the time to do.
So it really is an example of integrated working that is working exceptionally successfully in the Royal Infirmary.
It's an honour to be nominated. You just come to work to do your job, and it's nice to be recognised.
I think from my point of view, it's really nice. Being nominated is a really nice way of recognising the hard work that the team do every single day. And what we do is we are really lucky. We meet lovely patients who are often very grateful for our input on the day, but it's quite nice to have that recognised at kind of organisational level.
We are finding from the data, the results of the intervention of this team is that we are managing to reduce that pressure on beds in the Royal Infirmary. So it's almost a double-headed success story.
Well, I think if we win, we'll be delighted because it's really nice recognition of everyone's hard work. And as I said, hopefully that might bring with it some wider recognition of what we're up to and might open up some more doors for us in terms of getting substantive funding to make sure that we can keep doing what we're doing and doing it for more people.
Royal Edinburgh Hospital Coordinating Charge Nurses, RAES.
Site coordinator means, one, you try and look after the coordinating charge nurse, the CCN off duty, make sure shifts are covered. The other is you might get, on top of being CCN, at least 5 or 6 shifts a week, because of the long days and stuff like that, is you also get estates might get in touch with you about something, or might get folk come in and do something and they let you know, so you can then let all the wards know if there's something unusual happening in the place.
When you see the work that's involved in this role, because we'll say, I don't know, Joanne's CCN today. It just kind of runs off your tongue. But actually, when you think about the elements that are involved in that job is huge, and that's on top of running and managing a ward.
You sort of know what you do, but you play it down an awful lot because it's just part of your job. And acknowledgement in the fact it's been able to be shared amongst everyone who does it, because there's a lot of people who are going to make it. And it does make it look, because it's not an easy thing to do to put in a nomination. It's not a thing what you just send an email, can we get them? So it is just that what the chief nurse is taking a bit of time out to say, look, that matters. Gives people their place and gives people that wee bit, makes them realise what they are respected for what they do.
So some of the general managers have given us feedback on their contact with people in the hospital. And although I think they're really good, that's my opinion, because I feel like I'm one of them. We're a team. So to get that feedback from other people that your team are working at that level consistently, I mean, it's that pride. And I think they deserve the recognition for that work, because it's not easy.
I just think we'd be proud, and I think it would be recognition for Colin, what he does as well, keeping it all going and making sure that every shift's covered, and it would be a nice thing for us all.
Team of the Year.
And the winner is the Emergency Department Frailty Service. The Emergency Department Frailty Service are a new and dynamic team that started in February 2023, but who rapidly expanded over winter. Made up of consultants in emergency medicine and medicine of the elderly, frailty advanced nurse practitioners, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, and home first social workers, the team worked incredibly hard over winter to deliver safe alternatives to hospital admission and care closer to home for frail, older people who attended the emergency department. During their working day, the team are in constant communication with community integrated alternatives to admission. The team's exemplary contribution includes preventing 70 inpatient hospital admissions out of a total of 115 patients reviewed over a 10-week period, which is equivalent to more than 2 wards worth of patients. As well as carrying out comprehensive reviews, the team also provides regular advice to emergency department colleagues about the best management approaches for frail older people attending the emergency department. The team were praised for their enthusiasm, cohesiveness, and their can-do attitude. Well done to them all. Our next award is for Caring Champion of the Year. In this category, judges were looking to find someone who shows an exceptional level of care and compassion in their work, is committed to creating a welcoming and happy environment, and who displays a selfless way of working to put others' needs before their own. So, who are the finalists that fit the bill?
Caring Champion of the Year. Martha Knox, Learning Disability Liaison Nurse, St John's Hospital. Dr Kirby Sebro, Clinical Fellow Urology, Western General Hospital. Carolyn Chittock, Mental Health Nurse, IPCU, St John's Hospital. Caring Champion of the Year.
And our winner is Martha Knox. Martha is a specialist learning disability nurse whose role is to support patients with learning disabilities to attend St John's Hospital for appointments, tests and surgical procedures. She also helps those in A&E and those admitted to hospital for management of their physical health. Martha was described as a committed advocate for her patients and was praised for her can-do attitude. Over many years, Martha has worked with every department in St John's and seemingly knows everyone. This allows her to coordinate very complex arrangements by demonstrating her dedication to her patients and how it's possible to achieve good outcomes even when their needs are significant. Martha encourages and supports hospital staff to experience her joy of working with this population. Martha's nominators explained that everyone has a sigh of relief when they see that she's involved in a case, knowing that the patient will get that special service that makes all the difference. Congratulations, Martha. And now to our final award this evening. This is the Health Hero Award. And the finalists for this award have been nominated by patients or their families or carers for making a real difference and going the extra mile. Now let's take a look at our finalists and hear from some of our nominees.
Health Hero. Ariana Kilich, Deputy Charge Midwife, East Lothian Community Hospital.
So we, as the East Lothian team of midwives, look after all of the women in East Lothian, so quite a big area. But we do all of their antenatal and postnatal care, and some ladies who choose to have home births, we do their intrapartum care as well.
I was a first-time mum and I was quite anxious in my pregnancy, but Ariana was really warm, welcoming, and she immediately put my mind at ease.
So I met Hannah when she came through for her first appointment along with her partner when they found out they were expecting their first little baby, and had the pleasure of watching her and supporting her throughout her entire pregnancy, helping her make some choices that she probably wasn't aware of before she became pregnant, but giving her all the information, it allowed her to change some things that she probably wouldn't have thought about before she had met us.
Being pregnant and having a baby can be quite scary and daunting, as well as mentally and physically exhausting, and Ariana was right there with me every step of the way.
I managed to see Hannah for all of her appointments, therefore she had the full continuity from me, which is quite nice because as I already knew Hannah, allowed me to know kind of how to help her best, I feel.
I remember when I first came home from the hospital and Ariana came to visit, and she came through the door and she was one of the first people that I had seen since my baby was born. And I just remember being overcome with emotion and crying and telling her how happy I was to see her. And she immediately came over and gave me the biggest hug and didn't let go until I was ready. And it was just this amazing sense of relief that washed over me. And she stayed beyond her appointment. She answered all of the questions that had popped into my head about how to care for my son and myself in the early days after giving birth. And when she left, I just suddenly felt like I could do this.
Quite emotional. It's always nice to feel like you do a good job, but to then have somebody validate that's quite humbling.
Jane Cowan, Consultant Psychiatrist, the Cullen Centre, Royal Edinburgh Hospital.
There's so many reasons. But I think the core one is I genuinely wouldn't be here without her. She has on numerous occasions saved my life.
I guess the meaningful part of the job is seeing people who have sought out help for issues around eating, and we cover a broad range of eating disorders.
So holistic in her care, she doesn't just see me as a person with an eating disorder or as someone with anorexia. She sees me as a medical student and a girlfriend and a friend, and she treats me like that. I think she was quite taken aback. I think she doesn't expect anything back for all she does. She just does it selflessly.
Rhiannon fessed up just before she knew I would be getting an email about it. She seemed to be quite anxious about it, and I was just a bit blown away. But it was very nice to sort of feel appreciated.
There's been times where I've maybe phoned up the centre in a bit of a crisis or not doing too well, and even the receptionist has said to me, who is lovely as well, the receptionist has said to me, "It's okay, Jane's got you, she's got you, you will be fine, I know." And it's clear to me that even her colleagues can see how genuine she is in her care that she gives.
I think I would like to give great credit to Rhiannon and all the people who come forward for help with these kinds of difficulties. Rhiannon has had a really, really tough battle. So I guess I would like to commend her for continuing the fight and holding on to the goals of the life that she would like to have rather than the life that she's struggling with now. And that probably goes for a lot of people that are under our care.
Suzanne Crichton, Specialist Occupational Therapist, Lothian Work Support Services, Astley Ainsley Hospital.
So I work in vocational rehab, so my specialism is vocational rehabilitation, and that is supporting people who've got health issues that is impacting on their work. So helping them if they've been off sick to return to work, or if they're in work, it would be helping them avoid going off sick.
So I have ME/CFS, and as an extension of it, I can have seizures. And Suzanne has been instrumental in supporting me, my condition, but in particular managing my condition within the workplace.
Marika was a really determined person. You know, she had a job that she was really passionate about and really loved, and was one of those people that had, you know, been dealt a health blow that made it very difficult to do the job that she wanted to do.
It was when things got incredibly difficult that she went absolutely out of her way to go above and beyond her role to give me the support and the expertise and the advice that I can honestly say saved my life. Some medical professionals save lives through surgical intervention or research, but it was Suzanne's exceptional support and kindness and advice that really got me through.
You know, I do what I do, but I'm part of a team. I don't think what I do is that special. I think we all, you know, everybody that works in the NHS, you know, from the whole team and the whole department do a fantastic job. So I don't see that I'm doing anything different. So I was slightly embarrassed, and I kept it a secret for a wee while. Didn't really shout about it very much, but the cat's out of the bag now, I guess.
I'm absolutely thrilled that she's even been shortlisted, but for me, with the support and the advice that she's given me, that her kindness and generosity, nobody deserves it more. And I really hope that she wins it, because she absolutely deserves it. She is absolutely my health hero. I cried at hers enough. She's got to cry at me.
Health Hero.
And the winner is Suzanne Crichton. Suzanne's nominator told us that there are many ways to save a life. Suzanne Crichton saved my life through the most incredible support she offered to me during an immensely challenging and hugely distressing time. Suzanne was praised for the support she provided and for her exceptional guidance and expertise, all while treating her patient with individuality and genuine care. Suzanne's nominator added that Suzanne was a warm shelter in the midst of the most horrendous storms. She empowered me to keep going, to believe that I could do it and that there was good in the world. Good that was worth fighting for, even if it was tough. She gave me the strength to fight. All this she did with incredible kindness, balanced with lightness and humour. She was the difference between making it through and not. It's an incredible story, and thank you very much indeed to that nominator for sharing it with us. And it just shows how exceptional Suzanne is. Congratulations, Suzanne. What a way to finish this awards event. And that is it. The 2024 Celebrating Success Awards coming to a close. And I'm sure you'll agree that NHS Lothian can take pride in all of the finalists and winners who have put their heart and soul into caring and supporting others. Arrangements will be made locally to ensure all the winners can celebrate as they receive their trophies, so do look out for local communications about that. It has been an absolute pleasure again to be your host and to join you in celebrating the very best of our NHS. Thank you so much.